your rule of thumb says touch the head, touch the shoulder, be close enough to where you can make that type of contact before actually driving into the shot itself. We're gonna mess with that convention a little bit. So I'm looking at which side's lower. That's gonna be the wrist that I pick. So I'm still making contact, but I'm not quite close enough to get to his head or his shoulder. I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna look for his wrist. And then that one, I'm not gonna pull to me. I'm not necessarily making that step, that foot step to me necessarily, but it'll probably step a little wide and square. So I'm here, and when I make contact, I'm gonna do a wrist pick. So I can go either over grab, or fingers over or thumb over, whichever you feel more comfortable with. I'm just gonna pick the wrist and pull it to the side. So his foot might not move at all, but his weight would usually stay in that spot. So right from here, again, I'm not contacting here, I'm just picking the wrist here. And then when I shoot, I'm compensating for the additional space, because he's probably gonna start moving backward too. When I pull this and I pick this out, I'm gonna make my shot, but I'm not going for the midsection like normal. I'm gonna intentionally go extra low. So I'm gonna shoot my head low, leg dive here, and I'm hitting both behind the ankles on both here. So I'm gonna drop all the way to my knees in this case. If I get to this quickly enough and I collect his ankles, then that's my ideal, because now I'm just gonna bar his shins against my shoulders and drive straight back. This is gonna be a rather clean into the double over, or what have you, I can stand up and pass to potentially.
So, for somebody beginner like me, the one thing that I want clarification on is, I can see how not get low enough to put the shoulders on the knees. For
Wrist pick, I shot in here, but he's quick, or I was too far away, or whatever, and he starts to actually drop his weight on his knees and sprawl out on me and actually start to counter this takedown. So from here, yeah, he might start to tangle my leg up, all kinds of different stuff there. If he starts to pick my ankle, that's where I get into real trouble. So I want to start to go into plan B quickly enough to where that's not, he's not able to comfortably start collecting my leg. So from here, I'm going to do two things. I'm gonna re-dive in a sense. I want to dive forward, but I also want to push my head to the mat. And then these ankles that I already had, I'm gonna do kind of one of these. I'm gonna pull them into my head. So his leg strength will probably say that I don't get them all the way to my head, but I want to do as much as I can to drive in and down and pull his legs up and back. So in and down, up and back. I've got the legs selected up here. And what I want to do is I'm just kind of worming my way a little forward to where I feel his weight is now, the bulk of his weight is kind of just riding on the back of my hip. And on that spot, we're kind of pack moves. We can take a lot of weight right there on that shelf. So we're here. Once I feel his weight's comfortably here, now I can bring my knees in. I'm just gonna come straight up here into an Iranian. I'm gonna pick my side. So whatever side, I'm gonna pick my left. So I'm keeping this one tight. I'm pushing this one over. And I'm keeping these legs selected into my double over here. He's extra strong. He's not giving me any gap here to enter my double unders really well, and he's not letting me stand up too easily too, because he's pulling my head so hard. So here I'm kind of in a position where I'm standing up, but I'm still kind of broken down. So I'm gonna concede my head for now. I'm just gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna start climbing up his body. Boom. I'm gonna find his rib, kind of climb up there, find the rib here, pick a side, and then I want to find the hip. So I've got the rib, like the lower rib, and the hip bone here. And that's where he's still pulling my head, but I'm gonna go ahead sort of like yoga downward dog. I'm just gonna still press from right here, kind of press into his abdomen. And then from there, my leg is gonna move sort of independently of my torso. My torso is gonna stay exactly where it is, pressing down into the abdomen. And then my leg is gonna come here, and I'm gonna find his hip bone. It'll be on my right side here. I'm gonna find his hip bone with my knee. So I'm gonna step this in here. Oops, see how his guard already popped?
Yep.
And that's going to put pressure right here on the side of the knee while my upper body torso is still there. So
always opposite of where your hands are.
Typically speaking, that'll be more comfortable, yeah. Okay. If you're extra flexible, it might not make a difference. But this is where it feels most stable to me. So here, he can leave the hands there. Usually he'll still probably start trying to do something else once he feels his guard break. So I'm going to stay heavy on that side. This one's going to throw back here. It's going to hook that and drive that hip down to the floor. Here. So right here, we might end up with this arm trap, but usually he'll probably turtle up and shrimp here. So that's where our back tape's gonna come in. Here, we're gonna get our our Kimura control here. Just step in, chair sit, grab your back tee. Ideally, we want to get to the side where we have his head to the floor. But, there's other attacks that open up if we don't have that too. So that's
There you
it.
go.
Now just sink that, just let that hip melt down on top.
Get out of that problem.
You're starting at that lock kick there. Yeah, just like that. When it burns, start pushing your knee. Yeah, he doesn't want you to do that. That's it. Drive it to the mat. You fight that game too. That's it. That's it. Okay, we start.
Yeah.
You don't have a key here too, so it's a little disadvantageous. Any grips? Go ahead, yes. Start. You could establish some over or under for something.
Okay. Me?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, break that down first. Get the elbows in crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Get his head. Pull his posture down. That's it. Break it down.